Shalom Mishpachah. So in my last video, I made a claim saying that John the Baptist was Elijah returned, right? That is a concept that is in the scripture known as regeneration. Just for an example, I'll start at Revelation, the 17th chapter, the 8th verse with the Antichrist, because we know that the Antichrist, he is in the world as we speak. Okay, we know that he'll return from the bottomless pit according to what Revelation says, Revelation 17. So here it is. Revelation chapter 17, verse 8. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, okay, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. Verse 9, and here is the mind which hath wisdom, the 7 heads of 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. 10, and there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen. So Revelation chapter 17, verse 10, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is. Now John the Revelator at this time, St. John the Revelator, was speaking about the Vespasian line of kings. So Vespasian, Titus, Domitian. Revelation was written around the time of 96 AD. Domitian is contemporary with St. John the Revelator. During his writings, when he was writing this, it says, and there are 7 kings, verse 10, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. So that one that was Domitian. The 1 is, it says, and 1 is, that was Domitian, and the other is not yet come. So Domitian was that 6th king. The 7th had not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. Verse 11, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th. So I'm referencing this because some people will think that the beast is like this conglomerate, abstract idea of an entity. No, this is an actual person, an individual. Okay, it's saying that the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th. Okay, and is of the 7 and goeth into perdition. This 8th beast is of the ancestral line of the 7 kings that was talked about in verse 10, proving what? That if we go back to verse 8, the beast that thou sawest was, so he lived one time before and is not, meaning around this time that John the Revelator was speaking about this, that beast that lived, that king that lived before, at this time that John the Revelator is writing, he was dead and gone, right? In the bottomless pit, as it says, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, and so on and so forth. Proving what? Regeneration. Okay, this beast that was, is not, will ascend out of the bottomless pit. He's of the 8th. He's of the 7 kings. He's the 8th of the 7. He's from the ancestral line of the 7. But he was one of those 7 kings, right? According to what Revelation chapter 17, verses 8 through 11 says, proving again regeneration. Now to get into the topic, to show you that Elijah was actually John the Baptist. Okay, so we have here, there are verses. Many people take the verses of Luke, the 1st chapter, the 17th verse, and what Yahoshua said in Matthew chapter 17, verse 11 through 13, as well as Matthew chapter 11, verses 13 through 15. They take those verses, Gabriel, from what Gabriel said and what Yahoshua said, as if they almost contradict one another, when we know that that's not so. Okay, I'll tell you right now, Gabriel, Luke, the 1st chapter, the 17th verse, where Gabriel was speaking to Elizabeth, he confirms that John the Baptist was Elijah in the spirit form. There are three parts to a person: body, soul, spirit. Malach, Gabriel, was confirming the spirit. John the Baptist being Elijah in the spirit part. Yahoshua Mashiach, our Savior, he was confirming in Matthew that John the Baptist was Elijah in the soul part. Okay, three parts to a person: body, soul, spirit. Okay, I'll come back to Matthew 11 and Luke 1. Here is to give some context on the spirit. Okay, understand the body and soul without the spirit is dead. Here's Genesis, the chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord and Yahweh Elohim formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. James chapter 2, verse 26. For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. John chapter 6, verse 63. Remember, it is the spirit that quickeneth. The spirit is energy. The flesh profiteth nothing. Remember, the body without the spirit, the body and the soul without the spirit, according to Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, is dead. Okay. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. Job 33, verse 4, the spirit of God hath made me, and the breath of the Almighty hath given me life. Okay, again, so the spirit is energy. Okay, the spirit gives life. Okay, it animates. Okay, the body is dead without the spirit, and so is the soul. Okay, remember, man became a living soul, as Genesis chapter 2, verse 7 says. Okay, so point established there. Now, I want to break down the understanding of knowing that John the Baptist was in fact Elijah when he came for the second time. Okay. And then when this time around that he came according to Gabriel in Luke chapter 1, verse 17, and he, meaning John the Baptist, shall go before him in the spirit and power of Elias. Okay. And that was to turn the minds of the fathers to the children, and the disobedience to the wisdom of the just, to make ready a people prepared for the Lord. So John the Baptist time and his mission at this time was to come and fulfill this, exactly what Gabriel said. John the Baptist was confirmed here by Gabriel that he came in the spirit. Okay, again, like I said, Yahoshua confirmed that John the Baptist also had the soul of Elijah. Here's the verbiage here. So Matthew chapter 17, verse 11, and Yahoshua answered and said unto them, Elias truly shall first come and restore all things. Verse 12, but I say unto you that Elias is come already, and they knew him not. But have done unto him whatsoever they listed. Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer of them. Now, who is Yahoshua talking about? Verse 13. Then the disciples understood that he spake unto them of John the Baptist. But understand something. This was John the Baptist. But understand the emphasis here in verse 12. But I say unto you that Elias is come already, and they knew him not. So the emphasis is on him. Everybody knows that he's talking about John the Baptist. But Yahoshua is emphasizing, as far as soul goes, that John the Baptist was in fact Elias, but they have done unto him whatsoever they listed. So we're not talking about just the soul, just the spirit, right? Segueing into, now I want to make proof of what I'm saying here. As far as let me go to Kings, his 2 Kings, because we got to remember the part where Elisha Elijah's contemporary or successor, said right here, it says 2 Kings, he received the double portion of Elijah's spirit. But we know that the Most High is the author of spirit, because he's the author and finisher. He's infinite. His power is infinite. So I'm going to make a point to you here. 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 9. And it came to pass, when they were gone over, that Elijah said unto Elisha, ask what I shall do for thee, before I be taken away from thee. And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me. So wait a minute. Elijah didn't have a double portion of his own spirit, but Elisha asked for a double portion. Meaning what? That the Most High, he can take what is custom tailored or what is custom fitted for you, and it can be given, as far as spirit is concerned, and it can be given, that spirit that is custom fitted for you can be given as a portion to what it would appear to someone else. And even in cases of John the Baptist, what it would appear to be an entirely different person, he can also give a portion to someone else. Okay. What it would appear to be someone else, but we know John the Baptist was in fact Elijah. So that's the point that I'm making. Now moving on, just to confirm it, 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 15. And when the sons of the prophets which were to view at Jericho saw him, they said, just to bear witness, the spirit of Elijah doth rest on Elisha. And they came to meet him, and they bowed themselves to the ground before him. So this confirms that Elisha had the double portion. But wait a minute, Elijah didn't have a double portion of his own spirit. Meaning what? That the Most High is the author. He's the one that decides that he will give what was custom fitted for you as far as your spirit. You know, we're talking about the topic of spirit power, that the Most High can give what's custom fitted for you to someone else. And even if, even as it would appear, someone entirely different who is in fact you, meaning John the Baptist. So this was done to Elisha, someone else, and to John the Baptist, what would appear to be someone else, but is in fact a regeneration of yourself. Okay. So the point, I wanted to establish that point. However, back just to read it over again, like I said, the Mala'ak Gabriel, he was confirming John the Baptist was in fact Eliah in the spirit. Okay, 3 different parts to a person: body, soul, spirit. The body is the physical part of you in this reality. The soul can also experience death and life, right? Without the spirit, it all is dead. But if a person's soul go to hell, okay, that soul, of course, is dead. It's dead in hell. Okay. We know that if the soul go to heaven, then the soul would be experiencing life. But both here in this world and in this reality, the body and the soul, according to Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, is dead without the spirit. Okay, it is the spirit that quickeneth, according to John chapter 6, verse 63. The flesh profiteth nothing. Okay, so understand again, Gabriel was confirming that John the Baptist was in fact Elijah as far as the spirit was concerned. Yahoshua was confirming that John the Baptist was in fact Elijah as far as the soul is concerned. Here's Matthew chapter 11, verse 13 to 15. For all the prophets and the law prophesied until John, and if ye will receive it, this is Elias which was for to come. He that hath ears, let him hear. Again, John the Baptist came in the form, Elijah came in the form of John the Baptist. he also is coming again to turn the mind of the children to their fathers. Okay, unless the Most High come to smite this earth, this place with a curse. Okay, so when saying that, all power, honor, and glory to the Most High. I'm Yahoshua ben Gad. Shalom.